from Team Evil Geniuses. And we have got EG Jaedong taking on SKMC. We are on game number 4, where Jaedong is up 1 game now.
Now, we have some really supportive, awesome people that follow us on Twitter, and I want to tell you, someone did the numbers, and
yes.
It's unofficial, so there was a couple
dude.
numbers that were thrown at me, because obviously they have to translate from Korean currency to a USD and so on and so forth. But the numbers that are being told to me is both these players have won roughly $350,000, with MC edging him out by $8,000. So both these
Wait,
players,
I thought Jaedong edged him out by...
Oh, Jaedong,
yeah.
excuse me. Jaedong edges him out by $8,000. But let the races begin, as far as I'm concerned. 2013,
yeah.
Both these guys are going to be participating in all the tournaments, trying to win as much as they can. And it's the winningest StarCraft 2 player. Flash actually probably passed Jaedong, but maybe certainly number 2 winningest player in StarCraft Brood War. And they're neck and neck. It's
and
really
keep
close.
in mind, $7,000 up for grabs. That actually, if MC won it, it would almost equalize them. It would be like some loose
Jaedong
change.
gets a little bit of money, too, for second place. But, yeah, it'd be closer.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
It would close it by like $2,000 or $3,000, though, and it's only 8 as it is. So.
Pretty crazy. So here we are, Cloud Kingdom now, as we have the pool going down. After that matchup, you know, I don't think I've seen that many spores, spines, and static defenses before, but it worked out great. We got Suppy.
He took that to the next
on
level. The spore callers in exactly the spot where the warp prisms go.
Yeah, and we're talking
so
like
smart.
You know, one of my favorite games. By the way, Game Sounds, but one of my favorite esports games of past is Return to Castle Wolfenstein. And one of the things that made it so great was the fact that teams would set up crossfire.
I thought you were going to say the shotgun, but go ahead. Yeah,
go ahead. And so, you know, you'd come in, you'd be hit from 2 different angles, and then there wasn't enough room to like get out of there. That's kind of what he did. He had the one there in the corner in case he went into the natural, one there in the main.
Yeah.
And 2 times MC went right through that highway to hit by the crossfire. So
the other thing too that we saw in full effect, and we could see here because it plays out fairly similarly, not nearly as bad as Ohana, but it is similar to that. We have a cannon rush being set up here in the meantime.
Cannon
that
deny.
Can't be hit. Thank you, Cannon deny. That can't be hit from the high ground, but whether or not Jaedong knows that is kind of a different thing. The Overlord might spot this, but I wanted to say
he is going to spot it.
On those medium-sized maps, the warp prism is so painful. It either works because they're not prepared for it, or if they prepare for it, it doesn't work at all because the stack defenses either outright hold off the attack or buy enough time for the guy to get over there and deal the damage necessary. He does know about the Queen. Beautiful play here. This is just not going to work. This is a waste for MC, unfortunately for him, especially if he lets it finish, but he will cancel it. Loses the probe as well. But to finish out my thought, a map like a Tomb Valley, Metropolis, even if they prepare for it, because of how large the map is, the Warp Prism has more utility. He can't let it it has more utilities, to finish out my thought. But when you can't Warp Prism and they build up that Broodlord army, lights out.
And we've got a few extra Zerglings produced.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay.
I thought there's some pylons and cannons going on inside the Zerg base, but I got the colors reversed in my brain. I'm deteriorating.
That's okay. It's been a long day here as we conclude the Kingston HyperX 10-year anniversary tournament. Thanks to everyone who competed, watched, covered it.
Yeah.
All the admins, Kingston themselves. Well, you know what? I'm going to take back the admin.
You can't hear you right now. Having a good day.
That's okay. Conrad will tell later on. So.
We're super excited. You know what? Speaking of Conrad, by the way, again, I want to give this a big shout out. The creative team from the Lair, from EG, is putting on this production. And yes, day one it was choppy, but you try putting on a stream on the fly from a hotel. There's going to be those problems. And
in all fairness, day one it was the hotel's fault. So yeah. I don't want you to throw them under the bus totally. Like, I know you need to bust their balls a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I do that enough anyway. So Quantum Pope on Twitter and EGLAIKA. But then also remember one of the big guys in our house as well, Colin, has been putting the show on as well. And he recently got a Twitter. It's something like EGLECTR, but I'm not sure. It might just be LECTR. I don't even know what that means. It's like Lecter or some shit.
Lecter. That's right.
But there's a Stargate.
There's a Stargate.
We've seen a lot of Stargate play from these Korean Protosses. Should be hidden for Phoenix into Queen Snipe, and then followed by a Void Ray to grab a tower, but also deter Roach aggression.
Now, with those extra Lings out there, just park them right outside the base. That does mean that there's not going to be any more probes out on the map. He killed the one that built the cannon contain, and now he has killed the one that tried to retreat back into the base. But there's not really, you know, that is a hard Stargate to scout there. With the Stalker right here, we've got Overlord over here, which kind of wants to be there to watch for the third. Yeah. So, and you don't sack that one. Of course, if the quick layer comes up, Overseer will do that, but usually the Phoenixes are out by that time.
He might be operating on a different level, to be honest with you. That's a single evolution chamber that's being produced before layer. So certainly it'll start upgrading, but it's also in position to allow him to throw down spore crawlers in response to this. And he has the Overlords in the right spot to scout, but he's seen a pre-positioned Stalker in the top left hand of the main that says, you can't come in here. It looks like it's left, but it was there.
He's right over here. And now he might see this by the time Phoenix number 4 comes out. Let's see how quickly the old Swan, there's the response by MC. He's going to bring it over. It's going to see it. Yeah. There's just no doubt about it. The Phoenixes have left the base. He knows that he's got to get them out there. He now knows 100% for sure as this Overlord dies right above the natural to MC. So you'd mentioned the Evo chamber. There we see the Spore Crawler put down immediately the moment he sees it. One inside each of the bases. It's not going to be enough to stop at least probably a queen. Actually, no, with 2 queens there. There's only 3 Phoenix.
Yeah, well, there's a 4th being produced. I think he said to himself, if I'm going to get scouted, I need to get out of my base right away. He'll know about it, but I want to get there faster with even fewer Phoenix. So he's going to settle with an Overlord kill, but on the flip side, and I know this isn't much, but he has 4 Spore Crawlers.
42 Zerglings coming out.
That's a little bit odd.
And then an Infestation Pit.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to go for anything. It might be a third base cancellation attempt, to be honest with you. He might be massing up to go for that. Because he sees the Phoenix and he knows that, okay, well, this is the read, actually. I like this. He sees the Phoenix. He knows that it's a robo third base follow-up. That's what Protoss like to do. Well, with that robo, you're really cutting into your ability to defend it, and he's going to go for it, man.
It's not scouted at all either. The Phoenix is way off to the side. You know what? There it is. It is going to be seen. But he's going to attack from multiple angles here. Coming in for the wrap. There is the Void Ray out there. And we are going to have the sentries try to lock themselves in via this force field jail.
Oh, man.
It's hard to tell what actually has gone down.
Well, a few sentries have. All the Zealots are.
There we go.
I think there's 3 sentries in there, but I think they will die too. I mean, Jaedong's reinforcing this.
There's no more force fields either. Once those deplete, that's going to be it. I mean, the Void Ray obviously going to be doing a lot, but those sentries they're dying.
Yeah, the cannons, actually, there's more Lings pulling in here. You're so clapping against this guy. You want him in your corner. He's very supportive. The cannons are going to finish top up there. As I say, that's actually at 75%. I do think this base holds. But he's trading Zerglings for all the sentries and almost equal part Zealots. So he could not have come out better. There's a 4th base going down behind that. Colossus is going to come out to a world where there's like, he's like, who's helping me out? Us 3 Zealots and a sentry? That sucks.
I was like, that's not what I expected. This wasn't what I signed up for. By the time I come out, there's supposed to be much more. That's true. Supply's about the same, 33, 38. How much of that is stuck in air, though? 5 Phoenixes and that 1 Void Ray. Now the Twilight Council going down. Phoenix is going to come over, see that 4th base. Might be able to clear out a few Overlords, but actually Jaedong kept them, for the most part, inside his base,
really,
or at least on the safety.
The 2 Scouting Overlords and the 1 in his main. I mean, he kind of shat on the Phoenixes, I'm not going to lie. Like, the Phoenixes got scouted, MC panicked, and then they did much of nothing. And the problem is, as we go forward, it's very standard to add Corruptors and to be defensive with your Infestors as opposed to offensive, so Jaedong's not displaced at all.
Oh my gosh, he got 2 sentries, 3 sentries before the force fields even went down, and again, these little tiny pokes. That's exactly the kind of thing where you just don't expect it to happen.
Nobody else does it.
And it does.
Not really. Right. Nobody else really does it, especially not on his level. You know what? It's kind of interesting, too. I want to give a little bit of credit. Jaedong has opened up and said he's a big fan of Stefano, and one of the things that Stefano does better than most and has won him many a game, and is something worth keying in on and focusing, is his micromanagement in those moments. It's not just an A move. He's targeting the sentries. Very specific about it.
He's going in, being relentless here.
Well,
the only way you do this is with perfect... Oh, my gosh. Oh, he's going to get them all. Okay, that one escaped away. Ha-ha!
Yeah. You won't catch me
That was a
again.
good lift. That was a good lift by MC. Do we have any more bungles left? Doesn't look like it. So he's going to get.
Ling's going up to the third. With the Colossus out, your Ling shenanigans have come to an end. I'll tell you that right now. They're circling around. They might get the flank over here. The Colossus are actually...
Except the Colossus are just chilling there.
Do they trap the Zerglings? No. Just playing it safe. That's Ling Infestor, by the way. you know, like...
That's why Suppy's clapping so much.
Yeah, that kid over there loves that Ling Infestor, doesn't he?
All right, so what are the upgrades at 2-1 for these Lings? Continuing to, actually that was a rally, I think.
Yeah.
And over on the Protoss side, just a +1 attack, even more gateways going down. A ton of gateways are going down.
Almost two. I mean, he knows better than I do, but it feels like too many.
I mean,
adding 6 gateways.
There hasn't been any probe kills, so technically he does have the economy, but...
I mean, how many gateways is that, though? Let's go up there and look. It's like, it's got to be 6. Okay, so...
There you go. That's all your gateways.
14.
Almost 16, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The monocle on me says that 10 to 12 is your ideal number there. Because he needs to, he's getting charged. He's adding 3 stalkers. I need to see him adding like a lot of Archons at this point, and then more stalkers to really make that army impressive.
All right, can't attack into that. Force fields stop the Lings anyway.
He shouldn't attack at all, to be honest with you. If he knew what was going on up there, he wouldn't be attacking. He's operating with less information than we have. But look at the muscling up that this Protoss is doing. You cannot attack into that. Jaedong could lose this game for that sole purpose, really.
Now he's starting to put his spine crawlers down. Hive is on its way. Spire already getting +1. Continuing his upgrades there for the Zerglings. And it looks like a move out here, but we will see the Phoenixes killed.
I don't know. He's going to fight here, really? Well, he's got the Colossus on the front. The Corruptors are doing the damage they need to. Force Field's not really that effective. The Infested Terrans are getting dropped. I think he will kill out the Colossus, but will he have enough behind this to defend? I think all the Corruptors should die.
No, there are so many Zealots right now. That is why those gateways suddenly turned into something great.
No, I think MC rolls this.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, with those
9
Zealots.
Infestors coming out. If he pauses for just a moment, now losing the War Prism is actually a pretty big deal. There's no pylon over here.
Yep.
So MC is not reinforcing directly, and here he goes. Now, if those Zealots get fungled, I think Jaedong wins. Without the fungal, I think MC rolls.
All right, 9 Infestors about to pop here from this hatchery. We've got a few as well. Actually, just Lings came out of that hatchery. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Here they come.
That's too bad.
That is too bad. And he might lose this fourth base. Most certainly going to lose it. He can evacuate drones here. Any ground units to help out? No, just Lings and Infestors continuing to come out here. No additional static defense. I'm sure even Jaedong might be asking himself what exactly could have gone wrong.
Well, I'll tell you.
But
if he doesn't fight killing those Colossus and instead has the Fungals and Corruptors waiting for him to go at that ramp and holds him to those Spine Crawlers, I think he wins there. He wins that fight.
Yeah. MC is going to be taking at least this base down. Let's see what happens from there. 10 more Roaches coming out, but almost dying in the attempt to even make it back. And there it is.